Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. You're listening to a commentary video for League of Legends, this one featuring me playing as Warwick. This is another game from our Tuesday night game night, so this is a full pre-made game, pre-made teams of 5 on both sides. I'm playing as Warwick, I'm playing along with Speaker, who's playing as Corky, with Varus Nox, who's playing as Malzahar, with Jaje, I think that's how it's pronounced, and I apologize if I'm getting that wrong, who's playing as Cho'Gath, and Kaelin, who's playing as Ashe. We're matched up against Cynical Brit playing Akali, SS Magus playing Aurelia, Ape playing Xinjiao, Drogoljek, I hope I'm getting that right, playing Teemo, and then Pocket Beetle playing as Shen. So you can see we have full pre-made teams of 5 on each side. And I will mention one thing is that Kaelin, who is our Ashe player, is relatively new to League of Legends, and it was actually only level 15 at the time we did this game. So he has the least experience of anyone in this game in terms of playing League of Legends. And here we go, we've got the team set up. Hopefully we'll be getting off the loading screen in a second. I guess I thought that this would be over a little bit sooner than it actually was, but it looks like we're just about ready to get started here. I guess I'll mention the other team has 4 ignites. Notice the 4 different ignites, so a little heavy on the ignites. They probably should have swapped out at least one of them for an exhaust, but oh well, we'll see how it goes. And it looks like Pocket's just about to finish loading the game, so we should get started and get set up to the loading screen. So come on, there we go. Alright, so here we go. You can see us in our base. Varus is going to be charging up his Voidling in the base, I'm pretty sure. We needed a jungler for this game, so when nobody said that they wanted to do it, I decided that I would go ahead and play as Warwick, just because I haven't played him in a while. I don't do a whole lot of jungling. It's one reason why you don't see me casting jungling games very often, just because I personally prefer playing characters that are in lane to characters that are jungling, but if the team needs me to jungle, I will do it. I don't have a problem. I am going to, in terms of my jungling path, I'm going to start at Wraiths here, when they spawn here at this little fire. Then I'm going to go to Wolves and then to Blue, and then come back down here for a second pass through the jungle. This is one of the safer jungling routes. It's relatively easy to protect yourself here when you're at Wraiths, and it's for somebody like Warwick who can jungle with pretty much any route that you want, it's a relatively good place to start. So I'm just going to do that as opposed to the standard start at Golem and then proceed down south through the jungle. In terms of itemizing, I started out by buying a longsword and a health potion. Warwick does not need to do the cloth armor and 5 health pots because he's one of the strongest junglers. He can just start with a longsword and then go from there. Doesn't need to spend money on health pots. That allows him to build Madrid's Razor faster, and that's going to be the first item that I build in this game. See, here I am. You can see I have the Tundra Hunter Warwick skin, the one that turns him white. It's a simple palette swap, but it was on sale one week, and I figured for like $2 it was worthwhile to pick it up, because I still had some leftover riot points from earlier. As far as the other lanes, I'm not sure what's going on. I guess Magus is heading... Magus must have been over by their Golem and was heading mid. So we are going to have Varus Nox's Malzahar in the middle lane, and I think he's going to be up against Magus's Aurelia. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to have to check that again. Oh, here we were saying we wanted people to avoid stealing my experience from the Wraiths, and I think we were able to do that. So yep, you can see Varus is going to be up against Magus's Aurelia. Speaker is going to be in the top lane playing Corky, and he is going to be up against Ape's Xinjiao, if I remember correctly. Then in the bottom lane, Kaelin's Ashe and Jaje's Cho'Gath, I'm not sure why I had trouble thinking that. Cho'Gath are going to be matched up against the last 2 players in this game, and that is going to be Cynical Brit's Akali and Drogoljek's Teemo. And again, I'm sure I'm getting that Teemo name wrong, but you'll just have to bear with me. So Akali and Teemo against Ashe and Cho'Gath in the bottom lane. Looks like a pretty good pairing for our team. We've got the tank, and we have another ranged champ down there. Anyway, so again, in terms of what I'm doing here with Warwick, since I'm actually playing as Warwick, I'll talk a little bit more about him. I put my first point in Hungering Strike. That's where he life leeches from the enemy target. You can see, strikes an enemy for the greater value between 75 and 8% of the target's maximum health. So whenever Warwick uses that, he takes a bite out of the enemy champ, and then it restores life to him as well. I put my skill point at level 2 into Hunter's Call, which gives Warwick extra attack speed. You can see I get 40% attack speed, and nearby friendly champs get half of that, so 20% attack speed. So there we go, there's the smite, and notice that I drank my health potion while I was doing the Golem. Technically, I didn't need to do it. You can see I never dropped below 200 life, so I would have stayed alive even without the health potion, but you never want to take yourself down super low if you can avoid it. It's better off not to stay that low. So I drank my health potion there. One of the reasons why Warwick is such a great jungler is his passive here. If you notice, Warwick steals 6 health on hit, and this amount stacks with each consecutive hit up to 3 times. So basically, Warwick has natural lifesteal. I put my third skill point in Hungering Strike again, and now again, notice how I started at Wraiths, and then I went to Wolves and Golem. Now, as I come back down here, Wraiths have already respawned, so I'll be able to pick up that experience in gold. And again, this is a reason why this is a popular jungle path amongst the more high-level players. I've seen this used a lot. This seems to be the preferred Warwick jungling path. Not every champ can do this because not every champ is as strong of a jungler as Warwick, but Warwick can do it pretty well. So again, you can see me, I'm going to clean up the Wraiths here, and then I'm going to go from here to Lizard and pick up red, and then from there, I'm going to go to mini golems, and then that'll complete my first path through the jungle. Notice how I pull the Lizard back into the bushes here. Again, I'm not expecting Pocket Beetle, who is the jungler on the other team, I'm not expecting him to come in and try to counter jungle me, but just in case he would, the fact that I'm in this brush here means that I can see him coming, and I'll be much safer than if, like, let's say I was fighting the Lizard here and Pocket Beetle came into the brush here. He could try to smite steal this away from me. This just makes it that much safer. So I'm getting pretty low, but there's the smite. I could have smited slightly earlier. I waited just a little bit. Should have smited probably one attack sooner. Then I would have taken slightly less damage. But even though I'm pretty low, again, I'm life stealing with each attack. And now that I have red and blue, I'm going to be able to use Hungering Strike to get some health back. I put my, I haven't leveled up yet, but I am going to put my 4th point in Blood Scent when I get it. And that is to help me when I try to go after people and try to get kills in other lanes. That allows Warwick to see enemy champs under 20%, under 50% life. And see, there it is. No cost, doesn't cost mana to use, and gives him extra movement speed. So basically it lets him chase down enemy champs when he's running away. I've gone back and forth on this before, whether to put 1 point in Blood Scent at level 4 or to wait until a higher level to get it. But now I think that it is better to pick it up early on. Just put 1 point in it. You don't need more than 1 point. I focus on leveling up Hungering Strike first, and then going for Hunter's Call after that, just for the attack speed boost. Hungering Strike's on the shortest cooldown, and it's a great life leeching skill, so it is useful to have. Oh, anyway, here it looks like Jaje's in a little bit of trouble. He's getting ignited by the enemy team, and indeed he's going to get taken down by that ignite. Cynical Brit is really low, but Kalent is going to back off and not try to finish him off. It feels like to me maybe one more Ash volley could have gotten that, but I guess not. Anyway, in top lane, Pocket Beetle is going after Speaker, trying to get him, but Speaker is playing as Corki, and Corki has Valkyrie, so it's relatively easy for him to get away, and Speaker's able to make his escape without too many problems. On my initial trip back to base, I picked up Cloth Armor to go along with my longsword, so I'll build that into Madrid's Razor next. And then to go along with that, I picked up Boots of Speed, a ward, and a health pot. The ward is intended to be placed at Dragon the next time I have a chance to go over there, just because we want to make sure that we're able to control Dragon, make sure that the enemy team doesn't try to sneak a quick Dragon. I am not focusing on trying to go and get kills in other lanes right now. My goal is to try to get to 6 as fast as possible so I can get Warwick's ultimate, which is where he jumps on people and suppresses them for, I guess, like 2 or 3 seconds, something like that, or 1.7 seconds, so yeah, 2 seconds. Until Warwick gets that, he's actually a pretty weak jungler in terms of trying to score kills by coming out of side lanes. With just his Hungering Strike, Hunter's Call, and Blood Scent, he's not really that good at trying to chase down people, unless someone does like a big time overextend and he can slow him with red buff. So here, Varus and I are going to go after Magus, but watch, you'll see it doesn't go all that well. So there we go, there's the Malzahar ult. I'm going to try to jump in here, and I actually get in a Hungering Strike, but Magus is still way too much health for us to try to dive him at tower. But we did get his flash down, so it wasn't entirely wasted, although I did use up my ghost. And you saw the Blood Scent icon above Magus's head when I was close. That's because he was under half health. The one thing that this is going to do, so although that was a failed attempt at a kill, it is going to have some nice effects. See, Magus is going to have to go back to heal now that he took that damage. Pocket Beetle is going to cover mid, and while Pocket Beetle is covering mid, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to take their Golem buff. See, I'm going to once again lead it back into the brush. Here we go. There we go. I want to have it in the brush. I really should pull it even one more step back, because notice I don't have vision right here. I really should pull this Golem one more step back, but this way I'm much safer, because we know that there's 2 in bottom lane. We know that Ape is up in top lane. We know Pocket is here, and we know that Magus is healing. So I'm pretty safe to come do this, to come and steal their buff. Save Smite until I know I can get it, because I don't want it to be Smite stolen. So there we go. The Smite is slightly late, but again, I don't want it to be stolen, and I'll leave those little lizards behind as a present to their team. And you can say I already put down my Sight Ward at Dragon, so that'll give us a nice field of vision here all through the bottom half of the map. So we can see anyone who comes down out of this jungle here, and the people in bottom lane put a ward here, so we actually can see almost the entire river between these 2 wards. One more ward either right here or right here would give us vision here, and we'd be able to see the whole river. Again, I don't think that we necessarily need to do that. Don't necessarily need to do that, but it never hurts to have more map sight. Oh, up here, Speaker was diving after Pocket Beetle. Sorry, I missed that. He dove past the tower to try to get Pocket Beetle, and unfortunately the tower killed him. So, oops, that was a mistake. In top lane, though, I haven't been focusing on that, but Speaker has been really crushing top lane. You can see he has 43 minion kills. He's been denying Ape, who has 4 minion kills, and he's also 2 levels higher. So Speaker has really been crushing that lane. He's been using his range as Corki to deny Ape, because Ape's playing Xinjiao, a melee hero. And anytime Ape tries to charge in, or if you remember the one time Pocket Beetle went up to try to get him, he was just able to Valkyrie out of that. Since I have their blue, that means that Varus is perfectly safe to go take our blue, and so he'll be much stronger as Malzahar with blue buff, so that'll give him an advantage, and I'm covering mid during the amount of time it takes him to go get that. I was going to come up here to help him smite it, but he actually took it even before that. In the meantime, I have now hit 6. I now have a point in my ultimate, Infinite Duress. Very strong, makes Warwick much stronger at ganking, because he can come out of side lanes and just jump onto somebody and suppress them for, like I said, just short of 2 seconds, so very useful. I'm trying to cover this lane. What we want to try to set up is the double suppression combo. That is the Malzahar ultimate into the Warwick ultimate. This is a very strong combination. We actually did not deliberately set this up on the staging screen, but once we got into the game we realized we had this. So basically what it works is Malzahar ults, and then that goes into a Warwick ult, and it's really tough for the enemy champ to get away. So here we go, there's the Malzahar ult, and as soon as that comes out, I'm going to use my ult onto Magus as well, and so that together with Malefic Visions and an Ignite is going to finish him off and get the kill. And by the way, Kalen fired a really nice Ash arrow up there if you saw. Anyway, fighting down here, they're chasing after Kalen. He's really low. Is he going to be finished off? Jaze's really low too. Teemo poison. Oh, Cynical Brit about to die, but Shen's going to ult him. Pocket Beetle's going to save him. Still chasing, still chasing. Teemo taking 2 more tower shots, but these two, our bottom lane is just barely going to make it out. Now I'm chasing after Pocket Beetle, who just used Shen ult to get down there. And here we go. Here goes my blood scent. I actually turned it off by accident. This is going to allow me to follow Pocket Beetle wherever he goes. And there we go. I'm going to take a Hungering Strike bite out of him, then turn on Hunter's Call for the attack speed boost. Pocket, he can't really get away from me because I can see him wherever he goes, and my blood sync gives me extra movement speed so long as I can see him. So I just chase him down and I keep biting him and hitting him with my auto attack, and that's enough to get the kill there. Normally when someone's chasing you, to do a Shen dash to the wall would be really effective because you'd throw them off, but with Warwick's blood scent, he can see you wherever he goes, so generally speaking, you just want to run to the closest tower. Would have been better there. Anyway, I was thinking that with their jungler dead, this would be a good time to go for Dragon, so you can see we've taken about half its life out, but instead, the enemy team obviously has a ward here because out comes Magus, out comes Cynical Brit after me and Varus. We're taking a lot of damage here. Kalen's arrow just barely misses. I'm ulting Cynical Brit inside the Malzahar pool. He's taking a lot of damage. Just looks like we're going to be able to finish him off, but unfortunately I get taken down. And Varus gets taken down too. And now Kalen's having to retreat. So that was a really bad play on my part. I should not have gone for that Dragon in retrospect. The fact, because they had a ward, they were able to counter that extremely easily. If they didn't have a ward, it would have been a great play, but you can't just assume that the other team doesn't have a ward there, so because clearly they did. So we handed them 2 kills very unnecessarily, and that was definitely my fault. Taking a nice play on our part, which was scoring the kill on Pocket Beetle, and turning it into a bad play. Giving up 2 kills, and then presumably they're going to score Dragon off this as well, because now they'll do the exact thing that we were going to do, which is after you kill the jungler, go take Dragon. So I'm sure that by now they've already taken it. But in top lane, Speaker's still winning top lane, and he's managed to push down that tower at the 12.5 minute mark. And yeah, 80 minion kills against Ape's 17. So even though Speaker had the 1 death when he dove a tower, you can see he's still way ahead. And I think that they've taken... Oh, Cynical Brit? Okay, he's not actually that low. That's the replay client being a little slow to update. As far as what I'm doing, I finished Madred's Razor. I almost had that, so that gives me the extra damage armor, and that passive that gives me a chance to do a ton of damage to a minion. And in fact, I just got it on that little lizard there. I'm now picking up red, and I grabbed Recurve Bow for the extra attack speed, make me attack much faster. In terms of getting... building towards Madred's Blood Razor. Meanwhile, Varus is getting hit by a 3-man gank in mid, and I'm just too slow to get there. If I'd been there maybe 2 seconds earlier, I could have ulted someone on the tower, but they take him down with a nice push by 3 people there. Anyway, here, Kalen and Jaje. Oh, by the way, here's something I said during the game, and I'm going to point out now as well. If they send 3 people to middle lane to try to score a kill, the correct play for bottom lane is not to walk up to middle and get there too late to do anything, which is what Jaje and Caitlyn did. The correct play is, while they've all left bottom lane, push down their bottom tower. Like, that's a stronger play in that situation. So, again, I don't know. Maybe they weren't able to do that. They might not have been able to do that in that situation, but that's the stronger play, because if you can't get to the lane in time to help out the fight, then you're better off just pushing another lane. Now, when is the right time to do that? When is the right time not to do that? I don't know. That's one of the things that's hard to figure out, and it takes practice, but generally speaking, if you can't get to a fight in time to help out, then you're better off pushing the lane you're in. Now, we knew Teemo was there. That's what the pinging was for. We knew Teemo was there, just invisible. That even though he had a ward, we couldn't see him because he was stealth. So we know they're all in this area here, so we wanted some sight there. So I am going to drop my ward there just to give us sight. Although after I put it down, I realized that they had actually already left. So oops, not so great. Let's see. Meanwhile, someone's pinging. You can see, yeah, minions are pushing bottom lane, and this is a direct consequence of the fact that we have 4 people here in mid. We should not have 4 champs in mid. That's way too much experience and gold going to waste. All the experience and gold down here is just being wasted. That's why you don't want to have like 4 or 5 people grouping up early in the game, because you're just going to waste way too much gold and experience. And their team's doing the same thing. You can see they have 3 mid. They should not have 3 mid here right now. They're just wasting way too much. Like what Speaker's doing, solo pushing top. That's what you want to do in this situation. Yeah, they have 4 mid. 4 mid. All we want to do is just defend this tower. Let Speaker push bottom, Speaker push top, let Caitlyn farm bottom. Yeah, they've got 4 or 5 mid. You just waste too much golden experience when you're doing that. So again, you don't want to put everybody in one lane too early in the game. And if an enemy team does do that, you punish them by doing what Speaker's doing, which is to start pushing down towers in other lanes. So you can see Speaker is indeed going to start pushing. Anyway, though, Magus has gotten in here behind him. Speaker's going to engage with him one-on-one, but then Ape and Pocket Beetle are going to come in. And let's see, Speaker's going to use his flash, use his Valkyrie, and again, this is the value of Corki. Speaker used Ghost Flash and Valkyrie, and he's just able to get out, even out of a 3-man gank. So able to get out of what looked like a really bad situation due to using his summoners and due to using his innate skills. Now Speaker, if I remember, I just looked at this a little bit earlier. Yeah, Speaker's going to tell them push bot forward top, which is exactly the right thing. Again, if they're going to send everybody into another lane, then the response is you push the lanes that they vacate by sending everybody into that lane. So they did. Jaje and Caitlyn did exactly what they were supposed to do, which was to get in damage on that tower and start pushing it. And now it looks like Cynical Brit's going to return to bottom lane. Or I think so. Not 100% sure. Alright, anyway, Varus and I are going to try to set up a kill here on Magus again, now that I'm here. So let's see, there comes the ult. I'm going to come in and ult too. Caitlyn's going to fire an arrow up here. We're not quite going to get Magus. There comes the Shen ult, and oh, look at that arrow! Unbelievable! Incredible Ash arrow from the bottom lane, hitting on poor Magus, finishing him off, even with the Shen ult coming in to try to save him. So wow, what a great play that was. In fact, that play is one of the reasons why I wanted to cast this video, just because it was such a great Ash arrow. The other thing is, once again, we used the combination of Malzahar ult into Warwick ult, and you could see how strong that was. Oh, here comes Cynical Brit in behind Varus Nox, but it looks like Varus is going to be able to get out of that without any real issues, even with the Kali Shadow dancing after him. There's the Ignite, but Varus has too much health. He's not in any real danger there. One of the other things that I wanted to show in this video is just how strong the double suppression is. The Warwick ult functions as suppression, and the Malzahar ult also functions as suppression. So in situations like that one that you saw there, Varus used his ult right into my Warwick ult, and there's just not much that poor Magus on the other team could do. It's just a very strong combination with a lot of synergy. Now, if this were a draft mode game, that is like a ranked game or a custom game using draft pick, if you see the other team take Malzahar plus Warwick, then what you can do is you can counter by taking Cleanse on some of your carries. That's really the only way you get out of it, is you use Cleanse to cleanse away one of the suppressions. But in a blind pick game like this, there's not much you can do. Oh, here I'm going to ult on Cynical Brit, but unfortunately he's invisible, so not going to be able to get him. And yep, see there, he's going to slip out. Otherwise, that very likely would have been a kill. He was just able to escape into the smoke cloud right before Varus and I would possibly have been able to finish him off. I don't know if we would have. Oh, here, tossing down my ward. Now, here's one thing that really frustrates me. Like, notice how I went in there to clear Dragon. So, like, I cleared it, but it still shows on my map as being there. This is a bug that's been around for ages, and, like, right now, it just disappeared. Like, why did it just disappear now? I have no idea. And that's not the replay client. That's actually the game itself doing that, because I remember that from when I played this. It's one of the things that just bugs me. It's like when you go to clear a neutral buff and it just doesn't clear for no apparent reason. Very frustrating. Also, Magus should be harassing me. Just standing there and letting me farm is really silly. There's no reason why he should be doing that. He should be up harassing me. Like, yeah, see, that's much better. But he could have been doing that from the start. I mean, I can't beat Aurelia one-on-one. I'm not strong enough to do that. But he should have been doing that from the start. All right, anyway, let's see. I'd say the game is relatively even at the moment. You can see they've outkilled us, but we've outfarmed them. In particular, Speaker. Speaker might be 0-2, but he has so much more farm over Ape. He has triple Ape's minion kills, and he's already got Manamune and Berserker Greaves and Sheen. So he's in a really strong position, even though he has had the 2 deaths. Let's see, down here, Pocket Beetle getting spotted by our ward. Oh, and Magus is going to walk right into Speaker, and Jage right there. I'm going to ult just to make sure he doesn't get away, and that's going to clean up a free kill for us. Probably could have saved my ult, but I did want to make sure that that Magus didn't get away. So poor Magus has gotten killed 3 times. Every time it's been to 2 or more champions coming after him. It's never been in a straight one-on-one fight. All right, in any case, now we have 4 here. So 4 of us are looking to push on this tower. This tower is nearly dead. You can see it's pretty low. Speaker's spamming missiles with Corky, trying to do some damage. We are, meanwhile, coming over here. We were chasing Teemo, but it looks like Teemo's going to get away. In the meantime, with us having backed off the enemy team, that enables to go for Dragon. You can see we backed off their team. Oh, and we actually were able to get that turret while the rest of us did Dragon. So by backing them off, we were able to force them away from the river and allow us to score a pretty safe kill there. Oh, and that arrow really close. Again, a nice arrow. Just led slightly too much, but really good arrows coming in from Kaelin here. Kaelin's Ash. So now we have 4 here, and Magus comes out to challenge, and that's a bad challenge. You can see Varus is going to ult, and that together with the other 4 of us is going to get that. So Magus just should not have engaged there. Just a bad moment to engage, because it was a 1-on-4, literally like a 1-on-5, and there's just not much he could do. Particularly with the Malzahar ultimate just freezing him in place for the rest of our team. And now we're going to start pushing on this tower. They do have 3 up, so they should be coming out to challenge this, but you can see we've gotten the tower more than halfway down, even with them coming out to challenge us. So that's a lot of damage on that tower. And now, rather than pick another fight at the tower, I think we're going to back off. I think that we certainly should be backing off. We've taken a lot of damage, and now is not the time to try to finish off that tower. That damage will still be there for later on. So yeah, we're going to back off. Here comes Ape. Looks like he's trying to flank us, but I think we're going to be able to get out of here. And you can see, yeah, we're even going to back up and then go and try to farm some of the other lanes that have gotten pushed. You can see Kaelin's heading bottom, I'm heading top, and that's the stronger play in this situation. Continuing to push, trying to get that tower down, and then getting killed by their team as they all revive at full health. That would have been the silly play there. So anyway, I'm going to farm up this minion wave, and you can see I'm going to use Hunter's Call, which now has 3 points in it. You can see it gives me 60% increased attack speed. So that, together with my Razor, is going to allow me to take down these minions pretty quickly, because I'm getting that 500 damage that takes them down instantly a lot of the time. You can really see when the attack speed boost wears off, can't you? You can tell it's like I start attacking so much more slowly, but still do have that recurve bow for additional attack speed. And there we go. I'm even going to use Hungering Strike to take a bite out of minions, because I'm going back to base right after this, and I don't have to worry too much if I run out of mana. I'm not using my smite because I want to save it just in case there's a Baron fight pretty soon, and I could smite these minions, but I don't really need to smite them. They're going down pretty quickly anyway. It's just to my normal attack. Right now, meanwhile, 3 champs in bottom lane. You can see Droggled, Jax, Teemo, and Cynical Brit, and I don't know why Speaker's fire. Oh, Speaker's must be trying to charge up his Manamune by just using skills in Fountain. I guess that's what he's doing. I am going to pick Finish Madred's Blood Razor, which synergizes really well with Warwick's ult. Madred's Blood Razor has always been like the item that everybody gets on Warwick for ages and ages past, and I see no reason to not still get it, just because maximum damage equal to 4% of the target's max health. Every time that you hit during your ultimate, it triggers that, so synergizes really well. And then Merc Treads, just for the movement speed boost, and also for the magic resist and reduction of taunts, fears, snares, etc. So pretty useful. I didn't have much magic resist on Warwick. You can see even with the Merc Treads I only have 70, and Warwick needs to be pretty tanky because all of his damage is melee and done at close range. Anyway, over here, we were pushing on this bottom tower, which had taken a lot of damage, trying to get in some hits on their team. I was hoping that they might try to chase, and then I could ult from out of the brush. Like, I was hoping they wouldn't know that I'm here. Anyway, let's see. Varus is going back to mid to farm. The rest of us are here still looking for an engagement. Speaker suggested that Jaje's Cho'Gath buy an Oracle, which was indeed something that we wanted to do just because of all of Teemo's mushrooms. You can see doing some pretty good damage. Now they're gonna come out, cast the tower to engage. So I am going to engage here. I'm gonna jump on Teemo because he's doing a lot of damage, and then Kylan's gonna finish him off. Next, we want to focus on Abe. We want to focus on Magus. We want to focus on Cynical Brit because they're the ones doing the damage. We want to ignore Pocket Beetle as much as possible because he's the tank. So there we go. We're doing a pretty good job. I'm getting pretty low. Teemo Poison is doing a lot of damage. Here, Ape is charging into Speaker, so I'm going to go back in and engage, trying to save him. I'm actually not going to be able to save Speaker. And there, now Kalen is engaging with Ape. He should really probably just be volleying, kiting, trying to slow him. But Kalen looks like he is going to be able to slip out of there. And now Varus is going to come down from middle lane and finish off Ape with his ultimate. And that's actually going to score an ace, a very early game ace. But essentially, we traded two of our team for 5 of them, so that was a pretty good exchange on our part there. I could have gotten out of that fight, but Speaker was still engaging, and I wanted to try to keep him alive if possible. I wasn't able to do that, and I did die, but if at all possible, you do need to make sure that you protect the carries on your team, and Speaker is doing the most damage on our team. He already has Mount Immune and Triforce at the 24-minute mark, so he's really strong already as Corki from getting those kills and getting all that farm. Varus also very strong. He's got his Catalyst. He is almost completed Death Cap, and he also has Tears of the Goddess. Oh, Teemo is retreating back here, so we just need to hit him once or twice. A miss on the Cho'Gath Rupture. Oh, he's down to 10 HP, but not sure if we're going to be able to get him. Instead, everybody's focusing on Cynical Brit. There goes an Ash Arrow. I guess it doesn't hit Teemo. And Cynical Brit got slowed there, and Varus is going to finish him off with his Silence. Don't know the exact name. So with Teemo healing and Cynical Brit's Akali dead, we're going to be able to go after this blue buff, and we'll be able to score it for someone on our team. And we take it for Speaker, which is, I think, the best person out of this 3 to put it on. I mean, it's decent on Warwick, it's decent on Cho'Gath, but allowing for more missile spam, more cooldown reduction on Corki, definitely a pretty good way to go. Now, let's see. For the rest of the team, we pushed bottom lane forward, but we didn't want to go out and engage. Oh, and by the way, Teemo is probably, I'm sure he's full health by now. This is the League of Legends client not updating again. So in any case, they are pushing back that minion wave in bottom lane. You can see Magus is here mid. Unfortunately, I let Magus see me, and so he's going to back away, and that was a mistake. If I had circled around further to the back, I could have maybe come in and got him, but unfortunately, he saw me there and wisely backed off. So that was my mistake, letting myself be seen by the minions. We do need to get a Baron ward soon. Presumably the next big fight's going to be over Baron. I would expect so, something along those lines, just because it's about the time in game when people start to go for Baron. Oh, there's a ward here, and back in the day, Corki's Phosphorus Bomb used to be able to reveal wards, but it does not anymore, which is a shame. But so can't reveal wards with Corki anymore, but you could back in the day at one point in time. Would have been nice there because we knew there was a ward. Anyway, down here, it looks like they are going to kill our ward. I guess one of them has an Oracle. Oh, Cho'Gath has an Oracle, but he has not drunk the Oracle yet, so that's a little silly. Anyway, I'm coming down from top lane because I can see, we know that they're around here. We know that they're around this area, and we want to look to engage here. We're pretty confident we can beat them in a straight-up fight because our carries have gotten a lot of farm, gotten a lot of kills. Even though the overall score looks pretty close, we still think we're ahead at this point in time. We thought they were doing Dragon, but then they backed off and didn't do Dragon, so we just decided we would force a Dragon fight here. We would try to force this fight and get them to come to us and fight us out in the open. We were pretty sure we could win. So there we go. Now Cho'Gath drinks his Oracle, Jaje, and now we're going to try to force this Dragon fight. Any second now. Oh, there they are. So there we go. Now we're going to force the fight. I'm going to ult on Cynical Brit, and we kill him immediately. Next, we want to focus on either Ape or Magus. The other team is focusing me. I'm going to try to take a bite out of them with Hungering Strike, but I go down, and now we're able to focus the rest of the team. We're trying to get Magus. He's pretty low. Let's see. I'm going to slip out of there. Oh, nice arrow again, hitting Pocket Beetle, doing a lot of damage to Teemo. Varus goes down to an Ignite. Pocket Beetle's almost dead, and there we go. Managed to score a kill on him as well. Magus' Aurelia is still up somewhere, not sure where, but we were able to go 4 for 2 there and win that fight pretty decisively as well. With Speaker scoring a couple more kills. Speaker and Varus scoring more kills. Oh, and then Speaker apparently just got Magus. Wow, I guess he was recalling the base there and wasn't watching or something like that. So that essentially gets us an ace, although Cynical Brit survived. since then. So now our carries are getting like super farmed, and that's boding really well for us. My score not looking that great at the moment, but I do have a lot of assists. 2, 3, 8, not terrible. I'm not the greatest Warwick player, but I thought I was doing okay. I was pretty happy with who I ulted. Maybe I could have ulted someone else, but I was able to get a nice ult off on Cynical Brit and enable us to kill him immediately, so he didn't even do anything in that particular fight. But perhaps I could have gone for a better target. I think maybe Ape or Magus or maybe Dragoldeject's Teemo. That might have been better off because he's all damage and he has no survivability items at all. Anyway, this dragon is still up. No one has taken it, so we are going to go for it now, and I'm going to use my smite. Remember, anytime you're playing a jungler, concentrate on smiting, and I am going to use my smite just to make sure it's not stolen. I guess I didn't need to use it there, but when in doubt, always smite. Always want to use your smite. And at this point in time in the game, once you get to close to the 30-minute mark, save your smite for either dragon or, more importantly, for Baron. That's what you want to save it for. Don't go wasting it on like red buff or something. Like you don't need dragon to. You don't need to use your smite to kill red buff at this point in time in the game. So anyway, we give that to Speaker, as he is the one who is the most logical person to take red. Now Varus is going to come up here and get our blue. As Malzahar, he's the best person to have blue on for our team. Now, if we can score their blue, then we might look into taking it for someone like Speaker. But if we only have one blue to give to somebody on our team, it's best that Varus knocks his Malzahar has it. So, all right, anyway, we have gotten ahead of the enemy team. You can see we were ahead. I would say we were a little ahead before just because we had more farm. Now the score in kills is starting to reflect that as well. We're starting to get a little bit ahead in kills as well. Again, we need to stay around the top part of the map. So even though there's a minion wave pushing bottom, we generally need to stay more around the top part of the map just in case there's a Baron fight. Again, we still don't have vision on Baron. And of course, as I say this, everybody on our team is heading to bottom lane, which is what we should not be doing because they can all go and do Baron. If 3 of us go to bottom lane, they can just go and do Baron. So this is not a good play, but we are all going to head down here and go for it regardless, just to farm up this minion wave. I mean, at most, maybe 1 person should go down here, but certainly not 2. That just allows them to go for Baron if they want it, but it doesn't look like they're going to, fortunately for us. Alright, anyway, yeah, now we have 3 down here, and we still don't have a ward at Baron, so this actually is not good play by our team, but we did see a bunch of them over here. Oh, so there's Ape. Ape is going to engage, but what he doesn't realize is that there's a whole bunch of us here. I'm going to ult onto Ape, and that together with the Malzahar ult is going to finish him off pretty easily. I'm trying to focus on Teemo, at least going to back him off away from the fight. You can see my blood set triggering. Varus's Malefic Visions is going to finish off Cynical Brit. Now we're going for Magus because you can see he's trapped in the middle of the team, and Speaker's going to blow him up, and so that's a 3 for 0, and we've come out pretty far ahead. And now we have another blue that we can give to somebody on our team, or, well, we don't, it's their blue, but we're going to give it to somebody on our team, and it looks like Speaker's going to take that, indeed. So now we really have 2 options. We could try to go and do Baron, but because we were so far away from Baron, because we were all the way down here in the bottom lane, I figured that it would probably be a better decision just to push bottom lane. We will definitely get this tower. There's no question about that. But I just figured that by the time we walked over to Baron, they might be able to revive and come challenge us. So we just decided that we would go and do the more conservative play, which is to take down this tower and just get 1 tower rather than trying to Baron. And of course, top lane's pushing as well, which is nice. Now we're not going to get into their base off this. If we try to push into their base, you can see they've all revived. They're all alive again. If we try to push into their base, it's not going to work out. So we are going to take that tower, and then we're going to back off, and presumably we're going to heal and get ready for the next fight. You can see that top tower is taking damage. I guess the client hasn't updated yet. So we are going to slip through here, and we decided we're going to sit here and recall back to base. If they come out and try to slip through the jungle, we could maybe intercept someone on their team here. You can see that Magus is chasing after Speaker. Pocket Beetle is still up here. And now Magus has chased after Speaker, and now Magus is back behind the rest of the team. I'm going to ult on Magus, and that ult actually causes Caitlyn's arrow to miss, which is kind of funny. I think it would have hit otherwise. But because he chased Speaker all the way back here, we were able to come out of the jungle behind them. And now with 1 member of their team dead, we're going to be able to push on this tower pretty effectively. Again, we have taken a lot of damage from previous fights, so we can't get too greedy, but as long as we play cautiously, we can do some damage. And oh, look at that! Dragoldeject's Teemo down to sub 50 HP. You can see him with Bloodset. I actually was following him. I was hoping he'd try to recall back to base like here, but he didn't. Anyway, Caitlyn taking down Cynical Brit, and then Ape getting taken down by a Hungering Strike of mine back behind the tower. And now that allows us to score this tower. 3 of them still down, so only 2 up, so we can probably get into the base here and start doing some damage. and we're going to look to see what we can do. I'm going to try to use my Hunter's Call to give us extra attack speed as we get in here close. I'm going to pull tower aggression deliberately. You can see I tried to pull tower aggression there. Notice how the tower's shooting at me because I had a lot of health and other people on our team didn't. So that was deliberate on my part. That's why I took the bite with Hungering Strike out of Drago Dejec's Teemo. That allowed us to score the kill on him and then back out. And now we are finally going to go back to base, having scored several more kills and taken 2 towers in top lane. And I'm going to drink the health potion that I've been saving all this time. So now we have tons of money and we can go back to base and heal. And we have to heal quickly and get back here because we have to be ready for a Baron fight in case their team would run and try to do Baron, which is probably the best play they could do in this situation. Just because as things are currently going, they're not going to win the game and they need to do something to change it up. Anyway, I am going to buy Guardian Angel here. And I also picked up a Vision Ward because we want to go for Baron and we want to be able to clear any wards they have. Now, Cho'Gath still doesn't have an Oracle. Jage's Cho'Gath does have an Oracle. So maybe I guess we didn't need that, but I figured better safe than sorry. Maybe I should have bought a what's it called? The Magic Resist Cloak or whatever it is. No Magic Mantle. I should have picked that up. I could have afforded it. Should have picked that up too because I don't have that much Magic Resist. You can see I have pretty strong armor, but I could use more Magic Resist. So should have picked that up as well. Oh well, I do have a Guardian Angel, so I'll come back to life if I get killed. So you can see no wards, no Teemo Mushrooms there. Cho'Gath, I guess we did need the Vision Ward because Jage's Cho'Gath is not with us. I don't know what he's doing over there. Maybe he's checking for Dragon, but Baron is clearly more important. And Pocket Beetle almost manages to steal that Baron. Fortunately, we did get it, but he almost managed to steal that Baron. So again, it would have been nice to have Jage with us. I tried to smite Baron, but it actually died before I could smite it because we were doing a lot of damage. And oh, look at that arrow! Great arrow! Now Ape is going to try to get away, but I'm going to ult him. And that's going to make sure he doesn't get away. So we're going to take him down very quickly there. Not much he can do. Ash Arrow into Warwick ult. Pretty strong combination. Now we're going after Cynical Brit. There's the Malzahar ult. Freezing him in place so I can hit him. Speaker can hit him. And I take a bite out of him with Hungering Strike. And there we go. You can see us doing a lot of damage to Magus. He's going to flash, so we get his flash down. Teemo really low. Just needs like one more hit. There's the Shen ult to save him. So nice ult from Pocket Beetle. Does save Teemo's life. Keeps him alive. Otherwise, he definitely would have died. Oh, and Ape is talking about our team. Probably shouldn't have said that, but oh well. Anyway, now we've got this inhib. We got the tower in mid. We've got this inhib. So you can see we have pushed into their base. I don't know why we threw down a sight ward right there. That's kind of weird. Oh well. Anyway, their team is doing what they have to do. Come out to try to fight us. We are cycling to and from the towers, taking shots, then backing off again. Making sure we don't get killed. The health regeneration from Baron definitely helping out. You can see Baron gives extra health regen. Yeah, 21 health regen per 5. Most of that is from Baron because I don't have any other items that give health regen. So again, we're just waiting. Every time a minion wave comes out, we push forward. When the minions aren't there, we back off. My ult is back up, so I'll be able to ult someone in a second. There we go. I'm going to ult Teemo, make sure that we get him. And so Varus' ult on Ape, my ult on Drago Dejec's Teemo is what allows us to score those 2 kills. Allows us to take them down. You can see we're still taking damage, but as Warwick, I can continue using my Hungering Strike. Gives me back 200, almost 300 health every single time I use it. Guess it does give me back 300 health every time I use it. So that's enough to keep me pretty healed up. And of course, with 2 of them down, they can't really defend this. We've got the super minions starting to come in now as well. And there's just not that much that they can do. At this point, they're just a little too far behind. There's the Blood Scent triggering. Speaker Valkyrieing in to try to get Pocket Beetle. So now there's only 2 members of their team up. I'm just going to concentrate on this tower. I'm going to pop Hunter's Call for the attack speed. So there we go. There's the top tower. Here comes the second one. Magus coming out to defend, doing what he can, but at this point, there's not much he can do. He gets eaten by a Cho'Gath Feast. Cynical Brit coming out, and that's going to be enough for us to score this kill and finish off the game. So good game. Good game there. Haven't played Warwick in a while, and I think that game went pretty well at the end. Double suppression with myself and Varus was very strong. All right, let's look at the stats. First of all, I want to apologize for the poor quality of the screenshot. I didn't realize I was going to cast this game until after we had played it, so I have to use the in-game screenshot, which always gets a little blurry, so again, sorry for that. As far as how the game turned out, I was pretty happy with how things came out. I don't play Warwick that often, but I did manage to end up 5-3-17. I felt like I was able to get in some pretty good ults, and in large part just because our carries played very well this game. If your 2 solo lane carries play really well, then it makes the rest of the team look very good as well, and I just felt like I was able to use my ults to to set them up to get kills, and then they were able to get those very kills. So well done. You can see both Speaker's Quirky and Varusnox's Malzahar very strong. You can see Speaker was able to get Manamune, Triforce, Black Cleaver, and a Brutalizer before the game ended, even though this is only a 36-minute game, so that's extremely strong, had a ton of minion kills, definitely won his lane. Varus also Death Cap, Cooldown Boots, Void Staff, a Tear, and a Catalyst, so again, very, very strong. And then Jajay and Kalen also played well. You could see Jajay's Cho'Gath was out in the front. You can see he built tank. I'm not sure that that's the greatest tank build, but he did have the Aegis of the Legion. He did have a lot of armor with that Glacial Shroud, so well done there. And Kalen, just some brilliant Ashe arrows. You would never know that Kalen was the lowest level player in this game, only level 15. The one Ashe arrow that allowed us to get the kill in mid was just absolutely brilliant, and several other really good ones too. There was one late in the game that allowed us to score that kill on Ape as well. So just very well done. As far as the other team, no one really just played especially poorly. It was more just as a whole, their team was just outplayed, especially by our two solo lanes, I think you can say. So really the only thing I'll comment on there is it's just a little weird that Cynical Brit only had 29 minion kills as a Kali, so I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Cynical Brit, you need to be able to farm a little bit better than that, or you just don't get enough items to be competitive, and I think that might have been the case there. Anyway, fun game. I mean, not the craziest game in the world, just an entertaining, fun game. The thing that made this one unique was getting that double suppression pairing between Warwick ult and Malzahar ult. I thought that was one thing that made this game interesting and worth watching. And just one of the most interesting of the games that we did on our usual Tuesday night game night. So once again, I try to have another one of these games up when we do our next game next week. So if you're around then on Tuesday, feel free to come out and try to join us. Don't know if we'll have slots for everybody because I do have a lot of YouTube subscribers now, but I try to get as many people in as possible. And these games are a lot of fun. So once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll have more videos again soon. So take care.